Welcome to a physics lesson, and we're going to cover some of the laws of physics. So let's have a recap of good old school physics, and specifically Newton's law of motion. Now, Newton's first law of motion states this: an object at rest will remain at rest until acted on by an unbalanced force, and an object in motion will continue in motion with the same speed in the same direction unless acted on by an unbalanced force. This law is also called the law of inertia. So what does this have to mean, and what the hell does it have to do with debt, you might be thinking, Anne? Well, this means that there is a natural tendency for objects to keep on doing what they've always done. All objects resist change in their state of motion, and the absence of an unbalanced force, an object in motion will maintain in that same motion. Now, when you start off destroying your debt, you may find that that snowball, a bit like a big boulder, just doesn't want to get moving. This is because it's just too big. And the energy that you're using, specifically your debt destroyer fuel that you have, just isn't enough to make that initial shift to break that inertia. Inertia is a powerful force. And the key to make this unbalanced force really huge, to get this initial move going, and that is really understanding good old Newton's law and getting it working for you, so that once it's moving, it gets into that state of motion and keeps rolling. So how do you break the inertia? And this might need some real dynamite from you, or a really big push and some radical action. You've got to get rid of your debt in some big chunks. So look at any items that in your life that have debt associated with it and get rid of it, sell it. Get rid of the car with a car loan. Wham! You've just applied a huge amount of fuel to your debt blitzing and also taken away a chunk of repayments that can now be added to your debt destroyer fuel and thrown at the rest of the repayments, getting that ball rolling. Consider moving out of your home if you've got a mortgage on it and live somewhere significantly cheaper for a period. When I was destroying my debt, my hubby and I moved into a room in my sister's house and we rented out our home. We also sold one of our cars, so instantly we could apply a much bigger amount of fuel to breaking this inertia and getting out of debt. Now, according to Newton's second law, acceleration is produced when a force acts on a mass. Now, the greater the mass of the object being accelerated, the greater amount of force needed to accelerate the object. So what does this mean in relation to your debt? Everybody unconsciously knows the second law. Everyone knows that heavier objects require more force to move the same distance as lighter objects. So you need more income to add to your debt destroyer fuel. So consider getting an additional job. Yes, deliver pizzas, work extra hours, take radical action for a period of time to get that boulder moving faster and faster. And then according to the first law, for every action there's an equal and opposite action. What does this mean? This means that for every force there's a reaction force that is equal in size but opposite in direction. That's to say that whenever an object pushes another object, it gets pushed back in the opposite direction equally hard. That's how a rocket works. The rocket's action is to push down on the ground with a force that is so powerful that the reaction is that the ground itself pushes the rocket upwards with an equal force. So the more fuel you can apply to your debt-busting rockets in the form of your debt destroyer fuel, the faster and higher the rocket can go. So get radical, get creative, and remember, this is a launch off towards the life you really want. Nothing is ever forever, and focusing energy to really get you break free from your debt now is just for now, and soon you'll be able to ease off because the ball will be rolling faster and faster. Your rocket will have taken off and broken through the atmosphere, and things will get easier and easier. So remember, the actions that you're choosing to do are just for now, taking radical action so you can get this ball rolling and get to living the life that you really want.